Two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 20th episode of the Boss Rush podcast. I'm your host, Braden Lander, and today I am joined by Malik Fleming.
Hey there, partner.
And Jonathan Ferris.
Howdy.
It's been a while. Wow, that was nice. Nice and moist. Nice little moist noise there.
I'm glad you like that. Yeah. Just for the audience.
Yes. Bring them in, invest them into the content. Really, you're essentially sending a message.
Moistening up their ears.
Exactly. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we haven't done this in a little while. Moisten up people's ears. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been quite a bit. It's been a dry run.
It's been a dry run. Yeah, no moistness. No, it hasn't been damp. Not very humid.
It's been a pretty dry summer.
Yeah. So how have you guys been?
I've been great. Playing lots of games.
What was the last podcast we did, actually?
I can't even remember.
I want to say it was...
I think it was Kyler and Malik, I believe.
It was.
It was, but
after E3. I think it was your E3 episode.
That's right. No. Because you and Kyler did one, didn't you, John?
Yeah, you guys did the last one.
And then
Yes.
after that
And
one,
then
I think it was E3 part 2.
Yes. Correct. Yes. It was the E3.
I know my Boss Rush history.
You do? That's awesome. Yeah, it's been like, let's see,
A couple years now.
5-6 weeks. So if you are here listening in, thank you for waiting. Thank you for being
Thanks
patient.
for the dedication.
Exactly. Thank you for the dedication. So we're going to start off the podcast like always. Because it's the 20th episode, we are going to keep it more simple, but more fun. I think that these discussions will be more fun. Fun filled.
Nice loose
episode. Pod. Exactly. But we're going to start off like normal. Okay, Malik, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Dead by Daylight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start out with that one so I don't forget.
Yeah, go for it.
And so Dead by Daylight is a glitchy and very broken server mess. It's just a mess, but it's very fun.
Yes,
it's fun. The first day I downloaded it, first 2 days, the servers are broken. Everybody on Twitter is getting mad at them, telling them to fix their problem because they suck. And they're panicking, but they managed to fix it. Until this day, they still have a lot of server problems, and the game's just all out. Like it's playable, but there are some parts where it's just... Well, we'll start with the simple glitches first. It's you get into a server with your friends, right?
Yes.
And sometimes you'll see things above their heads, and sometimes you won't. Like, I don't know what determines it. You'll see their rank, you won't see their rank. Not a big deal, but it's weird to me. Like, why would it go in and out? You can't. That's like the simplest thing, the overlay that you should be able to fix.
Right.
So that's one problem. 2, they have these unnecessary waiting times. So this is a problem with the game itself. You quit a game, and they want you to wait to join with friends again. It's like, oh no, don't have fun too fast now.
Yeah. Oh no. Yes. Okay. So I was playing with Austin last night. And I noticed that whenever you like win or lose the game, it like spouts you back out into your own lobby. Like you're not in the lobby with your friend anymore.
Yeah. And then it says like wait 5 seconds. Like what? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finding people with a friend. For some reason is a lot more difficult than finding people without a friend. I don't understand why that would be.
Really?
There's killers out there. Yeah, like it'll take a lot longer to find it with one friend, which makes no sense because there's servers with 2 people in them. And when you're alone, it's like instant.
Yeah.
So
that's strange.
I don't understand.
Me and Austin had a pretty snappy time.
It really varies on what time you play. For some reason, around midnight, not a lot of people play Dead by Daylight, surprisingly.
Dude, okay. Let's talk about this. That game is tense.
Yeah, it's tense.
That game is tense.
It's pretty tense. It really depends on the killer.
Really?
Because like if you can make it fun, I think that's a really heavy part of it. If you can make it fun as the killer, you're a great killer. But there are some people who just really want to win, and I understand that because I've been in the position where it's like, oh, win one as the killer and get this many blood points.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not fun. You want to make it tense. Like sometimes I'll walk into a room, I'll know a survivor's there, and I'll look around their general area, but I'll act like I missed them, you know?
Right. Yes.
Because that makes it so much more tense. That's a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But some people
like
just
kind of make it like a horror game, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But there's people like they nerfed her now. There was this killer, the Huntress, or there is this killer, the Huntress. They nerfed her, but she used to have this really low cooldown on her secondary weapon, which is the hatchet, and she can throw that. There was one game, this really ticked me off. This guy was playing it like it was Call of Duty. You know how you'd start off the match and you throw the hatchet in the air and hope it hits somebody?
Yes.
I was on the hook and he was throwing them in the air trying to hit people.
Oh my.
Yeah. It's like, why? You know? Yeah. So stuff like that really annoyed me.
Jonathan, what are your thoughts on games like this where it's essentially 1v4 and somebody else takes the role of the enemies in a game?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the concept a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's for some reason the first thing I thought about when it comes to stuff like this is a good old Mario Party.
I knew you were gonna say
which
that.
is more 1v3, not 1v4.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like those are always some of the most fun mini games. Is when it's like everyone is up against you. Mm-hmm. Usually you have an advantage. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get bad luck and you get the game where 3 people are trying to kill you.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot of experience playing those kinds of games where it is like 4v1.
Right.
But I think as a concept, it's very interesting. And I like it a lot.
The matches are a whole lot of fun if you have like good players, you know. So it really depends on who you're playing with. If you have a lot, like 4 friends, or I mean 3 friends to get together with,
yeah,
you're solid because then you're going through them, you know.
Yeah, that's another thing that was interesting, and I understand why they do this, but you're not able to queue up to play as either a survivor or a monster with a friend. You have to play as a survivor. I understand why they do that because, like, you're obviously, if you're playing with your friend, you're probably talking in party chat or whatever. But I think it'd be interesting if when you queue up for a game, you don't know if your friend is going to be the monster or not, you know?
That would be cool, yeah. But sadly, it's all ranked. I don't know why they don't have unranked servers. That could be a lot more fun. But they have unranked mode that you can invite only your friends to.
Okay.
That's a thing, I guess. But it's just like, I don't know. Having unranked matchmaking would also be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not very innovative, you know? They're not. I don't know why they constrict themselves. It seems like they could fix a lot of these problems easily.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
But overall, it's a really fun game. Me and my friend have been hooked on it, despite the glitches. You know, yesterday I ran around a rock 3 times and teleported somewhere else and died. But yeah, I don't know why it happened, but it happened.
No, it is. It's that concept that really hooks you. You know,
yeah, exactly.
It's that concept of like maybe the last match wasn't that fun, but maybe if I get somebody that is fun as a monster, as a hunter, it'll be like a lot of fun. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Intrigue, I guess. That's why I play it.
Because people can be good and fun at the same time. I've seen it. And yeah.
But
that's my first game, and my second game that I've been playing lately is Divinity Original Sin 2. Finally came out. The God, the legend, amazing game.
Here we go, dude. Oh, I'm ready to discuss this because I've put a good 60 hours into it on PC.
Really?
So, yes, I'm ready.
All right. We aren't that far yet because they only made Act 1 available until, I think, the 30th.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. But, you know, after beating Divinity Original Sin 1 like 3 times, you know, it's just amazing. They transferred well. They changed the systems a little bit, and I think I like them. Like bodybuilding and willpower, they're not important anymore. They're not there. but now it's just based on physical and magical armor. I think I like that system because it makes it a lot easier to be a tank. Can't just be smacked on by random status effects constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it like kind of undercomplicates it because you just have to like constantly bash on the enemy until you can petrify them over and over again, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's something I noticed from the very get-go. Another thing I noticed is the AP system. I don't really understand how different it is. Like it's halved. It's literally halved, but like you can do a lot more moves with it. The consumption just really weirds me out. So they made it a lot more easier for you to do a lot more moves with your character, but you have less AP available. You know?
Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But that's just the technical ends. Overall, yeah, I've been enjoying it. I love that they introduced new races. Like I was getting tired of just humans. Now we have dwarves. My favorites are lizards. We chose story.
I never played the first one. Is it all humans?
Yeah.
Whoa.
There's side characters who are goblins and stuff, but you can't play as other.
Oh, I see. So you can only play as humans in the first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially for like a big RPG like that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm playing a lizard man right now.
Are you playing the Red Prince or did you make your own lizard?
I made my own.
Yeah. No, we decided to just go ahead and play the story characters just so we don't miss out on their quests, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but, we should play. Or I don't think it's cross-play, but there's a good DM mode ingrained into the game.
Where is that? I don't know if it's on PS4.
Maybe it's not.
Yeah. Which is a real shame. I was excited for that.
Yeah. It's a super, super cool feature. Ton of fun for like a party of friends. Yeah, you know?
Yeah. No, but another thing they added when I'm going back to the technical side is they have the skill you saw, memory, right? Where you can learn more skills if you add more to memory.
Yes.
It wasn't like that in Divinity Original Sin 1. You had to up your you could learn as many skills as you want, but it was limited by the skill level you have in that. So Hydrosophist, you needed Hydrosophist 3 to get 6 Novice skills and 4 Adept skills, for example. And that's how it would add up instead of just having memory. So that also makes it a lot easier.
So where are you? Where are you currently?
Still in Fort Joy. We are just yeah, we are we're enjoying ourselves, just kind of just robbing people.
No, go for it, dude. Do whatever you want in that game, because like I'm not even into Act 2 yet. I don't think.
Oh wow.
Or Act 3. I don't even think I'm halfway through Act 2. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
like we still have a lot to do.
Fort Joy is no Sizeel. That was like the starting city in Divinity Original Sin 1, but it's Fort Joy. It's fun. It's a nice starting area, but basically we've been annoyed enough to where we know we're gonna go back and kill pretty much everyone there.
Yeah,
we've already started. We're just not strong enough yet.
You're a madman.
But yeah, no, it's fun that way. And there's also a bunch of fun callbacks. Like you fight Brachus Rex in Original Sin 1, and then you see him at the start in 2.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty big part, I think, in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That from the start when it's so cool. Like I've noticed they added a lot more secret missions that it's not like super hidden like it was in Original Sin 1, but they kind of make them a little more like accessible. You don't need to go out of your way and talk to everybody, but you can just like walk around. If you have enough wits, you'll see that secret hatch that you need to get that quest.
Was it you I was talking with about this, about the journal system?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's a whole lot easier. Like
in this one it is?
Yeah. This one it's so much easier. Trust me. In Original Sin 1, you would have been running yourself in circles.
That's wild.
Like it's so much more simplified. There were no flags, so you didn't know where anybody was.
Ooh.
Yeah, you had to set up your own waypoints to remember where stuff was. The journals, you had to like just go through everything, and there was no like quick like what was your latest progress. You had to like scroll down through day 1 to day 19.
Oh yikes!
Yeah.
Wow. No, yeah, Divinity is awesome. I really love, like, it really is the closest to D&D that a game has come, I believe. Like, I don't know. I haven't really gone out of my way to search for more games like that, but just from what I played, like, I would probably say it's one of the best role-playing games I played.
That actually brings me to my third game, which is Pillars of Eternity.
Oh, you're playing through the what is it? The second one?
Yeah. Oh no, the first one. The first one.
Oh, first. Okay.
Yeah, I actually got it for steal, like I think $2 on G2A, and it's actually like $30 on Steam. So
yeah,
what an amazing deal.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, we're sponsored by G2A. we are illegal.
I only buy my games off of G2A.
Yeah, I only buy G2A. Like I buy G2A.
Folks, be careful on G2A.
Exactly.
Be careful on it because you can be scammed.
No, I don't believe it.
No, come on.
But
it never happened to me.
Never.
So you are right in the aspect that Divinity is more like D&D. But imagine if D&D was constantly moving. That's what Pillars of Eternity is. You have to pause, and it's a live action RPG. So you're still in the top down view, and you can still target sections and have like area of effect. And you can still see what's happening from the top and stuff like that. Like organize your people.
Okay.
But you unpause and everything moves like in a stream. So you're not always in control of how fast you do something or how punctual you are on that move.
Oh.
You know? So it's a lot harder. They have this really rough system, which is endurance, and like you're not dead, but you can get knocked out quick in battle. So if you're a wizard, you're gone like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a difficult game.
So you really have to play like that person would.
Yes. Yeah, you have to make sure your micromanagement is key in that game. It's difficult.
That's interesting.
Yeah. My friend's been like obsessing over it. He's like way through it. He hasn't beaten the game yet, but he's restarted like 3 times, and he's like way past his last area. He keeps getting farther and farther, and he has like this killer, squad now. I only got to like 4 quests through, but I'm occupied with other games right now. But it's a lot of fun, and the art style is fantastic. It reminds me of a little bit of Diablo 2. So like the backgrounds are all like drawn, but
like painted on. Yeah,
exactly. But your characters are like 3D models.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but that's all I've been playing.
Yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. Very interesting games. Good allotment. Good allotment of games. Jonathan, what have you been up to? You've actually been playing some games.
I have been.
Holy moly!
Now there's one major game that I've been playing in the interim.
All right,
it's a big game, big boy game.
Big boy games.
Wario is back.
Wario's back.
And it's great. WarioWare Gold for the Nintendo 3DS.
Oh wow.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's not a whole lot for me to really say about it though, because it's definitely like of all the WarioWare games, it's definitely the most bang for your buck, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
Especially when you get into like the challenge mode stuff, like after the story. There's a couple modes in there that are like, oh my gosh, this is like the best way to play these games. Like there's one mode where it'll keep throwing games at you on the top and the bottom screen. Usually in between you have like a little cooldown, but that one is like instant. And it was like
that's crazy.
I wish I could play like I want to play like this all the time now, where there's no wait. You keep going and it just keeps getting faster and faster and faster.
Jeez.
So it's like a survival mode?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all score attack. There is one survival mode kind of. The gamer from Game & Wario is in it too as a bonus mode. It's always fun. It's a lot easier, I think, on a 3DS because both of the screens are right there in front of you, whereas on the Wii U,
you have to look up.
You really had to look down and up and look and down and up. But it's still a great game. I'm glad they put it in there.
So the last time I talked to you, you didn't know if it was like the best WarioWare game, but you were just kind of getting into the challenge stuff. Like
the challenge stuff is superb. I think it's just something about the presentation about it all. It feels a little off. I think someone else called it sterile, and I think that's the word I'd use. They changed the art style, and I really don't like it.
Is it too sharp?
I guess so. They kind of like
not scruffy or anything.
They simplified the drawings, I think, and everything looks cheap. Like it looks really cheap. I'm not sure why, because I played Game & Wario after that, and watching the cutscenes in that game is like night and day. The characters look so much better, I think, on the console and Game & Wario. And then they have voice acting, which is fine. I don't have any problems with the voice acting, but I think it loses something. Like I kind of preferred everything being like these like 1 second little sound bites.
Yeah.
Like there's something
charming.
It's very charming when you go back to the old WarioWare games, especially on the Game Boy Advance, and everything's all like scruffy and cheap looking, and it fits so well for the kind of game it was. Whereas this is, I mean, I'm not saying this is like an expensive looking game, but I feel like it's like high production value, and at the same time it's not, because the cutscenes are so choppy, like intentionally so, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But like there really isn't much animation there. A lot of it is just the art and a lot of really minor nitpicky things that kind of bring the overall experience down. But at the end of the day, you play WarioWare to play like the micro games, and when you get to the challenge modes, you got more selection than anything else. I was really surprised at the touch micro games in this, because WarioWare Touched for the DS is probably my least favorite of the main WarioWares.
Yeah, but you like all the stuff in here?
Oh, I loved like almost every touched game in Gold. I love. There's only one that I can think of that I absolutely hate.
What makes them better?
I think they're just more varied. Like when I played Touched, I just feel like, oh, you're doing the same thing over and over again. Just looks a little different. Yeah. But I felt like the variety or like the creativity of the things you had to do with the touch screen was just a lot stronger here. And maybe it's because they didn't need like 200 of them. They only needed like 70 or to 100 or so touch games. So they got to like pick and choose and come up with new ones.
How many games are there in all in this
300. 300. Not including the boss games. It's 300 micro games.
Yikes! Yeah. Wow, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Have you seen all of them?
Yeah, I got them all. I'm not done with the game, but I unlocked pretty much everything. And yeah, it's a lot. I think the other thing too is the trinket section isn't really as fun as some of the other ones, because with something like Twisted or Touched, you had like all of these little toys that were like just really like gimmicky, but like they showed off the system. Like you would have like twisting games and touch games, and it was like just this little tiny thing they threw in just to try out the system.
So as somebody that's never played a WarioWare game other than the one on the Wii U, really, and I think we played the one on the Wii. Like what are trinkets? Like, are those just other games in and of themselves?
They're not even really games. They're really just like these
like toys
random
that you play with.
They're like toys. Oh, yeah. Like you would unlock these toys. Like I think there was one where it's like a top, and then it's like with the Game Boy you would flip it really fast, like you were twisting a top, and then the top would spin, and that's really all it did. And it really didn't do anything, but it was just there, and there was a lot of stuff like that. Yeah. It's just trinkets. They're toys.
That's cool.
I feel like this game has a strong selection of mini games too. Like WarioWare always has like these, not micro games, but mini games where you would go and play, or they were just mini games. I don't know what I'm saying. There's a lot of them in Gold. There's Mutroid, which is like you turn the system to like you play as a cat and you turn the system and the cat will roll around and you have to aim at like bugs all over the screen. There's Pioro.
Awesome. That should be a full game.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's two versions of it in here. There's Pioro, which I remember playing on the DSi. Before I even played a WarioWare game, there was Bird and Beans on the DSi.
Bird and Beans.
And it was just a game where you walk around a screen and beans fall from the top and you take.
Well, there's the fucking title of this podcast.
You take your tongue and you just stretch it out and you got to get the beans. And if the beans hit the ground, And if they hit the ground, then the ground disappears. So you have to keep getting the beans.
Oh, that's
awesome. All it is. So you got 2 versions of Pyoro, Bird and Beans, in gold. You have
Bird and Beans.
You have like this golf game. There's just a ton of content. You know what's really interesting too is they have this Nintendo museum, and I learned like a ton of stuff about Nintendo that I never even knew existed from this game. Like they threw in everything that this company ever made, I think. Like even before all the video game stuff. Like Nintendo made like a toy vacuum.
What?
Yeah, way back when. I forget what it was called now. But they have like this vacuum toy. Obviously they have like the Ultra Hand in there, and then they get to all the current systems and everything. Dang. And yeah, it's definitely chock full of content. If you've never played a WarioWare game before, I definitely say this is the one to get.
This is it.
So that's the starter pack. All right.
Basically, if you have a 3DS and you want to play WarioWare, go pick it up right now. But is it my favorite? I feel like it's lacking its own like unique identity, and I think that's why I wouldn't call it my favorite, just because it is like it's not just a best of collection, but that's the foundation. So if you're familiar with all of the games, then it loses some of that creative spark. Like you play Smooth Moves on the Wii, and every single micro game is built around that Wii remote. And it's like they came up with 200 different ways to use this remote. Yeah. And it's the same thing with Twisted. They came up with all these different ways to use just turning the system left and right.
That's insane.
Whereas with this game, a lot of those games are back. There's some good new ones too. But it's a little bit been there, done that. More than I expected it to be. But it's still probably going to be the one I go back to most, just because it has the most
ease of access too.
Ease of access, the challenges, the challenge modes, I'll go back to constantly. Like if I want to pick up a WarioWare game, it's going to be this.
And you're talking about that. One of the worst sales I've made in my life is selling my 3DS.
Ooh,
I regret it. And I regret it every time I hear of a game that's on the 3DS. Yeah.
I could start talking about the other 3DS game I've been playing. Not a ton of.
Right,
I got a couple hours in. And it's Radiant Historia.
Oh.
Perfect Chronology. Radiant Historia, Perfect Chronology by our good friends at Atlas.
Okay.
Atlas. Remake.
Our buddies.
Yeah, our good friends.
Our good buds.
I guess before I move on from Wario, before I close the book on that, it's probably the best game I've played all year.
Oh, wow.
Oh. I mean, for me, the competition isn't crazy, but I feel like even if there was more competition, it's just a really, really, really well done WarioWare game. One that we haven't had in a decade, really, because everything since Smooth Moves has been you had stuff like Do It Yourself, and then you had Game & Wario. And I think nowadays I really appreciate Game & Wario for what that game does rather than what it doesn't do.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite multiplayer games, honestly. Good old Fruits. Good old
Fruit stealing.
You know what? It made me so happy because there was one boss game in WarioWare Gold, and like it totally caught me by surprise, but it was Fruits. It was like a single player version of Fruits. You had to pick out which person in the crowd was the guy who stole the fruit.
That's good.
Oh, I saw that. That actually looks really fun.
That's a fun one.
See, the thing is, though, what I like about that one. It's not like the other Spy Master games, where you actually like pick them as you're playing, but you pay attention and you pick them at the end.
Yeah,
when you have a group of people together too, and everyone's working together to figure out who's the guy who did it.
and when you're the guy who did it, and they all think that they have you, but they don't, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yep.
Like,
so I was really happy. We can talk about that more later. It's
relevant. It is relevant to what we're going to be talking about. What else have you been playing, Jonathan?
So besides that, we'll get to Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology, which is a remake of an old DS game that I never played, and I bought this one on a whim back in July for a trip, and it's really, really interesting. I've never really played an RPG like it. It's got this like weird time travel mechanic where it's like not in battles or anything, but like the story is like you make different choices, or it's like you make one choice in one timeline and then you have to go back in time to like progress in a different timeline, or it's like you make choices and you like get to experience both of them, but you have to do things in each timeline to move the story forward in the other. So it's like you're constantly shifting between these different perspectives. And when it gets to the battle system, it's got this like grid type of battle system where it's like, I think it's like a 3x3, and you'll have enemies in each part of the grid, and it's like you have to like try and get all of the enemies into one area of the grid if you can, and then everyone in your party will just start beating down on that one area of the grid.
That reminds me, there's this game by the guys that did FTL. That kind of reminds me of something like that, like Into the Breach. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that grid system. I don't know if that's similar at all, but
yeah, that just came out on Switch yesterday.
Oh wow!
So all of your people in your party have area of effect attacks, and they're constantly like, if you get everybody in an area, they can attack all of them.
Right. So it's like it tells you the turn order. So it's like, and you can like adjust the turn order too. Like you can like say, "Hey, I'm gonna sacrifice the freedom of this guy to get someone else in front." So it's like what I would do is like get the guy who can get everyone, as many enemies into one spot as you can, like push them all back into the back. That's an attack. Then the next person attacks that area or gets the other enemies into that area and then attack that, and then keep attacking as many times as you can. And you can kind of like chain it.
Yeah.
Like there's like a combo kind of system where it's like it'll tell you how many times you've managed to hit an enemy in a row, how many enemies you've gotten into one place.
So how does this look? Like, does it look like a grid? Because I'm looking at some of the pictures online, and it looks like it would just be like another turn-based role-playing game.
Yeah. It's not grid-based in the way something like Fire Emblem is.
Right. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like you'll see it like when you like attack an enemy. I think a grid will like kind of flash.
Yes. I see that now, like underneath the enemies. Yep, I see that.
And so it's really not like anything I've ever played before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's really interesting. And I really shouldn't put it on the back burner for too long because I don't want to let it fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
On the topic of these turn-based RPGs, does it feel like that these games are really gaining traction?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's, to me, it feels like they've just been exploding. XCOM 2.
I mean, Octopath Traveler sold 1 million in a month. It was the best-selling game, period, in July.
Yep.
Like, it sold more than like your Call of Duties and Maddens and Grand Theft Autos that are always like the chart toppers.
Yeah.
By itself on the Switch sold more than anything else, and that's insane to me. Like I thought the game was going to do well, but like if you told me it was going to be like crossing 1 million in a week, basically, I would have said no way.
You're off your rocker.
There we are. You're off your rocker, kid.
No, I think we're going to see a whole lot more turn-based.
Punch in the noggin. A noggin punch. You're off your rockers, kid. Bah!
Yeah, we've got
put them in their place.
Yeah, exactly.
Persona 5. That's a turn-based game, and that blew up too. Not as much as Octopath, surprisingly.
Wait, what?
I mean, it blew up, but I mean, Octopath sold 1 million in a month.
Yeah, that's true. That is pretty.
Like, it actually didn't hit me until I said that out loud right now. But Octopath really blew up, bigger than even like Persona did. At least purely in terms of sales.
Power of the Switch right now. It's insane.
And then we've got Dragon Quest next month, which comes out on a really, really bad day.
Really bad day.
An awful day. An awful week.
Wait, what day?
Reviews are good, though.
Reviews are very good. I mean, I've heard amazing things about this game for a while, since it's been out in Japan for over a year.
What date?
It comes out on the 4th. Now, for me, I have my eyes set on 4/28, which also comes out on the 4th. And then a couple days later,
3 days later.
Yeah, Spider-Man on the 7th.
That's a yikes.
So I have my priorities with those games. 2 games in 1 week is enough.
So let's discuss this because we haven't talked about it at all, actually. Octopath. Let's do it.
Can lead right into it. It's a great game.
All right, exactly. I'll listen.
Octopath Traveler is one of those games where I feel like there's not much underneath, or there's not a lot on top, but there's a lot going on underneath that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
The presentation of this game, obviously that's on top, but that's like it's A+ stuff.
Yeah.
All around. The music is some of the best music I've heard in a very, very long time.
I think you told me that the composer, this is his first game.
Yeah, this is his first game.
Wow.
So I'm like incredibly excited to see whatever he does next. But yeah, this is his first game. What he did in Octopath is like it's insanely good. Obviously the graphics, the art style of the game is awesome. I wish the game looked just a little sharper. It's not like it's just a little too soft, I guess. Sometimes, and like some of the stuff out of focus is like stuff that I don't know. It just makes the whole image look a little softer in handheld mode. I didn't really even in docked. It was a little soft. But the combat system is where this game shines.
Yeah.
What is the combat system like?
It's
try your best.
I feel like it's honestly kind of simple. Really,
yeah,
like where you have your your normal attacks, you can choose your different weapons. All the enemies have weaknesses too, so it's like, okay, maybe it's a bit more complicated because then I have to start talking about shields.
No, yeah, and then you have to start talking about BP, boost points, like that stuff. That completely changes. I feel like the boost points added with the shields is what completely unifies this combat system into something like great.
I love those kind of in-depth things.
It's the kind of combat system where when you're actually using it, it's so simple. Which is why I thought it would be really easy to describe, but there is a lot going on there.
It's easy to use, but if you can master it, like if you can strategize, okay, next round I should use this many BP because I know that this character, or I know that this action uses up a bunch of moves already, so I don't have to use as much BP. Because what BP does, depending on the attack, if you do a normal attack, because you have normal attack and normal attacks, and then class attacks and job attacks. So the normal attacks are just like you use your normal weapon and you swing once. But if you use BP, you get up to what, six BP points, but you can only use 4 in a in a round. If you use 4 BP points on like for a regular attack, then you get 4 hits in. So say that this monster is weak to 4, or it's weak to spears. All right. So I say, okay, I want to attack 4 times against this person to make the shields break. Right. So that my wizard or whatever can use his magic, which I could also buff with BP. And after the shields are broken, does more damage.
Yeah.
So you really have to strategize when you use that BP to break shields, and when you should conserve your BP. Because there are some times when I played it like against bosses, and I shouldn't have used BP when I did. And it can kind of screw you over in the end. Because
it'll bite you in the ass because you need it later.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. Is once you use BP in a round, the next round, you usually get a point of BP. But if you use BP in the round, then you don't regain one the next one. You know, so it makes it really tough when to use it. And I love it. I love it so much.
How difficult would you guys like say it is? Like, have you died a lot?
I don't think I've died at all. But the bosses really gave me like a challenge.
Yes. It's that good balance between it's tough, but it's not like unforgiving.
Yeah.
Where like if you play well, like it's not one of those games where you can just use your basic attack and win. You know, like you have to actually put some thought into it. So if you put some thought into it, then it's still going to be tough, but you'll feel rewarded for the wins. Like there were some times when like boss battles, and I really love this, but boss battles can go on for a very long time in this game.
Yes, they can.
So when you start like having your resources deplete and you're not able to use them, that's when things start getting a little hairy. And you can't see the boss's health either unless you have one ability. And even then, you only see it for that brief amount of time, and then it goes away. So you're kind of
that would make me anxious.
Yeah, exactly. So like when your characters are getting lower and lower, and you don't have any more magic points, there's like some sort of stamina, like magicka or something like that for magic. So whenever your healer and all your healing options are like depleted, and your team health is like super low, that's when things start getting like real crazy, and like you have to like really think about things. So boss that kept going, and I saw my resources just deplete in front of my eyes. And then on like the last possible turn, I had saved up all my BP, and all his shields were broken. Like this was it. If I didn't get him here, he was gonna kill me. And I like got it, and it was so satisfying, like so satisfying.
So
and you can feel it too.
Edge,
like
yes,
that this is the thing. I was always a believer in the HD Rumble, but the HD Rumble in this game is awesome.
Really,
like it's so good. Whenever you open a chest, you like feel it. It's crazy. You feel the booty.
But when it comes to HD Rumble, I feel like the most standout use of it was like I was playing Puyo Puyo Tetris on the Switch, like back when that came out, right? And there's one cutscene, and you can tell that they were just like, let's just out of nowhere, we're gonna use HD Rumble better than anybody else. And like some sirens started going off in a cutscene, and like you felt like something like going through the Switch. It almost felt like it was just like booming.
You're like what's going on right now?
Yeah.
Please help.
Totally caught me off guard.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jonathan?
About like just
Octopath.
the game in general?
Yeah.
Octopath, I really like it. That's another game I need to put more time into. I've had a bit of a TV dilemma, you know, and I was dead set. I was like, I'm gonna get my TV and I'm gonna play everything on this brand new TV, and then the TV breaks when it gets here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then it takes a month to get one again, and it works. I'm very, very.
Well, you got it in.
I got it.
That's perfect.
Beautiful. It's great. But I think Xenoblade is gonna take priority from me first, just because that's been on the back burner for a very long time.
You can't ever bring that game up, so no more. Okay.
I'm not gonna. That's the only time I was not planning on bringing it up.
All right, Octopath.
It's gonna be a great episode.
That's gonna be a great episode.
You can bring it up when you beat it. Yeah.
I really like Octopath. It's very traditional, and I think that works to its benefit for the most part.
Yeah.
The story so far, I like the story and I like the characters. I just feel like it's pretty basic.
It is.
And
there's a structure to everything, like a very clear-cut structure to everything, aside from one chapter. But it's like, I don't know. Have you noticed that? How it's like, go to a new town, talk to somebody, start up a quest, dungeon, boss.
Even just the chapter ones have been that. And I assume that's how it is for most of the
That's how it is, yeah. Other than Ulbricht's chapter 2, which is like a boss rush.
Good one, bro. Thank you.
I don't get it.
Yeah, other than that.
So it's not really like a free roam. Like it's open world, but is it open world?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can go
level gating. There's level gating though.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you pick any of the 8 at the start, wherever you want on the map. The only thing is that you're stuck with that one person you choose. Like you get all 8, over the course of the game.
Yeah.
But your party of 4 has to include the person you chose at the start.
Who did you choose? Therion, right?
I chose Therion because I didn't know that.
No, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Therion is a cool character.
Because you like his get those purple chests.
You get those chests. You don't have to worry about locking yourself out or like, oh, I'm going to go back. Which is it ever really worth it? Not really. Sometimes, but not in this game, I don't think. So it's cool to be able to like, oh, I'm not going to worry about those. I can just open anything.
Ooh, yeah. Have you gotten deep into the job system?
Not yet.
Right. What's the job system like?
Yeah, it's I believe I just read something. I think one of the Dragon Quests, or maybe all of them, had the job system like this.
Dragon Quest does have jobs. I played 7 that had jobs.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the same at all because I've never played it. But the job system in Octopath is essentially the class that you start with will be obviously your main class, but the job that you pick will be somebody else's class.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is that if you go, like I'm going in my first playthrough, I'm going Octo. Okay, so Ophelia, Cyrus, Tressa, and Ulbrich, right? Yep. So in that, I have a cleric, a magician, a warrior, and I really don't know how to describe Tressa, but she's more of like a support class.
An enchantress.
Yeah, something like that. But more physical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Tressa is the merchant, right?
Yes, yeah, she is.
Primrose is more of an enchantress.
Yeah, so the other four I don't know, Tressa, whatever. Yeah, you get it. All their classes you can pick from. So you can go to a shrine and then get, say, the hunter class. So I have the hunter class on, or no, I don't actually have the hunter class on anyone because I don't know, I don't really like it. The thief class, right? So I have the thief class on the merchant, so I can give the merchant a second class essentially, so that I have even more options in combat and I don't feel limited. I don't feel like, oh, I really wish I had this person right now,
Yeah.
It makes the party feel better, I guess, just because you
never feel incomplete.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And some of the classes actually help each other. They go hand in hand with one another. So it's interesting when you think, oh, this ability would be real good with this ability. So that's what the job system is. I really, really appreciate that, because it allows people like me that do like 4 characters and then 4 characters and not all 8 of them at the same time to go through it at my own pace, I guess, instead of going through all of them at once. Yeah. I like this game a lot. I wish I had a Switch to continue playing it. Thank you, David, for allowing me to borrow that. But I put in 22 hours and I wasn't even halfway through. So it's a hefty game. It's a hefty game, but I look, the story is nothing groundbreaking, not even close. But I feel like the combat really does excel it to, and the presentation really does excel it to very high.
Okay,
it's definitely more than the sum of its parts.
In regards to that, you said 22 hours and you're not even done.
That's with 4 characters.
Would you put this game in the category of games that are hard to continue again once you come back? No? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Because and this could also be to its detriment based on who you are, but it's because I feel like in these JRPGs, the thing that really gets me is that the story is always extremely complex. There's always a lot of things, a lot of characters.
Yeah, a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah, but in this, the stories are much more subdued, much more personal to that character, so they're much easier to follow. And there's a clear end goal to the stories that you learn in the first chapters, so you know what you're getting into if you do jump back in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's I do appreciate that. And I mean, yeah, like Jonathan said, the stories are good. The stories are fine. It's nothing crazy. Apparently the end game is a lot of fun. But I'm not nowhere close to that. So
yeah, I don't know what it entails, but people have talked about that end game.
Yeah.
Hopefully it lives up to that hype. Unlike a certain other game where people hyped up the end game and it was a complete disaster.
Uh-oh. What game is that?
We don't talk about Super Mario Odyssey on this channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't say Super Mario Odyssey by name.
Yeah, we don't do that. Not
putting that in the Boss Rush Censor book.
Exactly. So you played one more game, right, Jonathan? There was one more, the visual novel?
A visual novel.
Yeah.
That's a game it's a game I talked about a while back.
Jonathan's playing games, everybody. This is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like.
Well, I knew 428 was coming. So. I knew 428 was coming, and I said I'm going to finish the visual novel I started way back when, back in May, years ago. And it's Chaos Child. I'm playing it again.
Chaos
Child.
I see.
It's gripped me. It's got me.
Got you hooked.
Got me hooked. And it's really like opening up now. Like I haven't gotten to like a first ending yet.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a game where it's like it always feels like something is happening, or there's always something that's unraveling.
Whereas the harem game.
No.
It's a whole lot of schoolgirls to me, Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The first picture that comes up, girls holding their skirt down.
Okay, at least they're not holding their skirt up.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you see that's the element about this game and Steins Gate, and I assume anything else by these people is it's good. There's good stories here and there's good characters, but there's also elements like that.
Yeah.
Where you kind of have to like you either tolerate it or you like it or you don't. Mm-hmm. It's not as bad in this game as it was in Steins Gate. In Steins Gate, I thought this is just unbelievable. This guy with all these girls
to like date or something.
Yes and no.
A lot of fan service.
About as much fan service as something like Danganronpa.
A lot of spicy moments.
Yeah, no, I think Danganronpa is a good comparison there, where it's there, but it's not like it's not the game.
That's good.
Everything about this game and this story just feels a lot more balanced than Steins Gate so far. Although it hasn't hit a point yet where it gripped me quite as much as that game did. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's because I like the idea of time travel more than what this game is kind of dabbling in. But this game is just, I feel like it's a lot stronger overall. Mm-hmm. It's much better paced. There's always something going on. The thing about Steins Gate is the first half of that game is really kind of like a whole lot of nothing. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it works because you get to the second half and you kind of wish you could go back to when things were just a whole lot of nothing. Because everything is just going insane. And it's like, oh man, what the heck happened? Whereas it's a lot more gradual.
This looks like it has more to it than Anime Girls.
No,
I look through here and I see a man bleeding out his eyes, vomiting up beer cans with faces on them.
Oh my gosh, I got to that part I think yesterday. This is an unsettling game.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna post it in the Discord so you can see it, Braden.
Oh, thank you.
When that happened, like that seems
that's great.
Yeah, I knew something was gonna happen, you know. But then that happens. I was like, Jesus. oh my gosh. There's one thing in this game. There's one little scene, and it's not even like a major scene, but it was like something straight out of my nightmares.
I kind of want to just play this game just because of this picture.
Hold on, I didn't upload the GIF. It's not in its full glory yet.
Oh no.
Oh man, yeah. There is a.
There you go.
Oh yeah. It's not quite that animated in the game. I assume this is from the adaptation.
Yeah, it's from the anime.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's very good. Very cool. There's one scene in this game, and it's like, you know how I tell you my nightmares are when things are like slowly zooming in on something, and you know it's coming, and then it comes. Yeah, that happened in this game.
I don't like that.
Like I was like putting my face under the blanket just because I knew it was gonna happen, and then it did. And like, it's not like the worst thing ever, but it's that build up, and it's like when you know it's coming, and then it hits you, and it's like, oh, they actually did it.
It's just imagine you're in bed and you just put your head under the covers, and you're like smiling and like laughing because you're getting scared.
Yeah, it was a little bit like that. It's good. I'm gonna go right back to playing it probably after this.
That's good because
this got me. It's good. It's a good visual novel.
That's good.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely more.
Actually, I'd be tempted to play this. I love how graphic it is. It's like it doesn't shy away. I haven't seen a lot of visual novels like this.
It's not like that for the whole game. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't really a whole lot of moments though where it's like embarrassingly anime. Really.
Yeah.
Right.
There's this one mechanic in it that like is starting to make sense, and it's like, is this like? It's the kind of thing where it's like, oh, this doesn't make any sense, and then suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, that's what that means.
I like that.
It's.
You think it's my type of game, Jonathan?
It's definitely more reading. I'll say that. It's not like Ace Attorney. Yeah, it's basically like purely text and still images. So if you're fine with that, I'd say it's worth a shot. Maybe you won't like it, maybe you will. I like it. That's just me. I like it so much that I'm going to play it immediately. I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to stop talking.
Good. It's been real.
Yeah, it's been real. Yeah. Later, guys.
Yeah.
Well, that was John. He's no longer in Boss Rush.
I am gonna say this, and I say this pretty often, but I think I mean it this time. I'm gonna be done with this game by next week.
Oh my God, Jonathan, you cannot make those types of statements.
Yeah, I just
no. Just say you're kidding. Just say
8 weeks ago with Xenoblade.
Okay, yeah, he's just kidding. He's just kidding, Malik. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not gonna play this game. I'm not gonna play any game. I'm just gonna go outside. I'm gonna go to a park and sit on the bench for 8 hours.
Yeah, the Tice Elementary.
Tice
Elementary buddy bench. No, but is that it?
Everything that I really feel like talking about. Yeah, I mean, I've played a couple other things. Played a bit of Mario Kart, but I don't need to.
Got a couple things on my list. Mario Kart. Already talked about Octopath. That's a check. I played some Skyrim because Will and Nick were like, "Dude, you got to play this," and I saw some mods, and I was like, "Ooh, buddy." These mods are nice, so I got some mods. Skyrim, yeah. Oh, okay.
Wait, before you continue, I was shocked.
Oh, I'm not continuing. That's all I got.
Really? Okay. I saw you got the mods, and I was like, wait, he's already using mods, and he's playing Skyrim for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why?
Graphics mods, because I absolutely despise the way that this game looks.
Yeah, you told me you're not a fan of the Bethesda's.
No,
their engines.
Very disgusting. But I mean, the game, what I played, it's okay.
Skyrim is not that great.
Yeah,
I really don't know why people hype it up so much. It's I think the other Elder Scrolls do a lot better than Skyrim.
Yeah, it hasn't really gripped me. I also played Elder Scrolls Online, which I'm having. Don't kill me for saying this, but I'm having more fun of a time playing that than Switch. Skyrim. Elder Scrolls Switch.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Code.
Reference. Callback. Good callback. Yeah, ESO was a lot of fun. I feel like the story in the missions are actually better than a lot of story in MMOs. I know you're not a fan of like that, like stories. You're just like, let me
engage in the world. Let me
grind.
Yeah. No, I want. Yeah. No, that's one thing I don't like because it feels unnecessary because someone else has done it. You know what I mean? The quests that are the story based, they just don't interest me because I know they're going to be over and they have nothing to do with the end game later on.
Yeah, I just think that it's good because a lot of games focus on a lot of MMOs focus on just the end game, and I guess that's where most of the fun is. But I feel like getting there should be fun as well, and I feel like engaging into the story, for me at least, is good.
Yeah.
But ESO, yeah, I've been playing some of that. It's fun. I like it.
How far have you guys made it? Like, what level are you right now?
Oh, I actually haven't played since
that last time.
Yeah, exactly. But I do plan on getting back. Played some of Human Fall Flat. I know you guys can talk about that as well. That game makes me feel extremely lethargic, like I am running through a pool of syrup, and I kind of hate it. I do not like that game. I'm not a fan of it at all.
For me, it's more like claustrophobic. It's weird.
Yes.
It's I feel like
exactly.
I don't control myself. It's like I'm controlling my character, but I'm really not.
No, yeah, it's like that.
Well, you weren't really controlling your character. You're having your head hummed by William.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's not my cup of tea, but
all right. Yeah, I like it. I personally have a lot of fun with it when I'm playing with friends, at least.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know. It just feels like there's different ways to solve the puzzle. It's the same way, but at the same time, it's just like there's so many different ways to get to that objective. You can be fooling around with each other, and be stopping each other, or just be helping each other and finding cool ways to get over that objective. It's a really short game, but at the same time, I like that part.
Yeah, it's like it feels like a lesser, like it controls even worse than a game like Gang Beast does.
Yes, it does.
And it's like a platformer. And it's like, like whenever, like I just think about playing it, and I feel like slow on the inside. Like I just feel like if I pick it up and play it, then like I'll just feel very like slow. Like it just gives me this really like disgusting feeling. I don't know. Like I think you said it, Jonathan, but it made you sick. Like it kind of feels like one of those like fever dreams.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, like a fever dream where it's like you can't control. You know that something's wrong, but you can't do anything about
it. Exactly.
I think it more just tosses my brain around it, if that makes sense. It like frustrates me when I have to constantly move the camera up and down to climb up something.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's my biggest issue.
Yeah. I've also.
It's like
oh yeah, go for it.
No, it's just like twin stick, and it's like you wouldn't think it's twin stick, but it's like, oh, I gotta flick the camera to like propel myself up on a platform.
Yeah, that took me about like 30 minutes to figure out.
Yep. I've also played some Islands of the Nine. It's like a it has more it's a battle royale. It's got more gameplay akin to like Counter-Strike or it's a good balance between, I feel like, Counter-Strike and something like Call of Duty's gameplay, gunplay. It's fun, very hard. People are good, and I'm not. I have one win, so I guess that's something. But
is it on Steam?
Yeah, it is. I'm not very good at it though.
I'm looking for it.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. Like I like the setting of it. It's like this alien. Like alien-made island.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Like I said, the gunplay is very similar to something like Counter-Strike, which I'm not a big fan of, but it has that balance of something more not loose, but something a little tighter, I guess. Not quite as twitchy. It's twitchy. It's twitchy, more twitchy than. Or twitchier than PUBG, but it has a nice little balance.
That could be fun. I was looking for a more quick-paced battle royale game.
Yeah, it's like 15-minute matches.
Okay,
tops. I've also been playing and on stream on the channel some Guacamelee 2.
Mm-hmm.
I love the first one. Like this game has just reminded me of how much I loved the first one when it came out. And this one, I think it's better on pretty much every level. Like it's one of those games where you know what you're getting into. Like there aren't too many evolutions, but the evolutions that are there are just like fun evolutions. They're nothing crazy like this changes everything, but more of this was probably an idea for Guacamelee 1 that wasn't able to get into the game, just something like that. And then they did it in the second one, and it's so much fun. Like I do think that Guacamelee 2 might be the funniest game I've played. Like it's legitimately funny. And the art style is better.
I read that I think they toned down a lot of the meme humor of the first.
I disagree. You disagree? Oh my god, dude.
Maybe not meme humor, but rather like you would play Guacamelee 1 and there'd be posters in the background and it was just a meme,
No, those are still completely in the game.
Are they really?
Like new ones? New ones. Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Those. Yeah, those are hilarious.
Oh, like that's new? Like you don't have weird some classic charm. 9gag memes, some lamb meme.
Yeah. No, but there's like they've like evolved into I don't want to spoil too much, but they've like evolved into like actual levels.
I heard that there is like a level like based around like that reception.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't seen it, but I heard about that. Yeah.
I just know that someone was complaining about it. That's how I learned about it.
There are some callbacks, like strong, very, very on the nose, strong callbacks to particular things, and it's funny. Like there is a Streets of Rage one, and it's awesome. like they're not just Easter eggs; they're more along the lines of like Borderlands 2 Easter eggs, where it's interactive, like very interactive Easter eggs, like the Minecraft one in Borderlands 2. But so yeah, Guacamelee 2. I think I played about 3 hours of it. Yeah, I love it. I need to get back to it. Probably sometime tomorrow. No, tomorrow's booked. But sometime this week I will beat it. So yeah, that's what I'm playing. Lots of stuff.
Guacamelee 2. Kind of just
came and went.
Yeah, like I remember they announced it. I think did they announce it at E3 or was it
PSX?
PSX. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really, really like the first one.
Oh yeah, it's a great game. Great game. So we are going to move on to the next topic.
Whoa!
Which is your favorite moments playing games with friends. What do you guys got? What do you got?
Count of Salem.
Count of Salem, yes. Okay, end discussion on the topic.
Oh man,
that's another
What's
game.
The name of that
like Human Fall Flat, where it's just like it kills me because you can't have any input. No one
Count
listens.
of Salem actually makes me sick.
Yeah.
What was the name of that one guy who like took it so seriously and he was like, I was the Joker all along.
He had fooled no one. It was like a real name, I believe. I believe it was like a real person name.
Probably.
Yeah, that was awful. So what do you guys got?
Oh man, there's a lot of stuff here.
The first thing that jumped to my mind is also your favorite gaming moment of all time, Brayden.
Okay.
Challenges in New Super Mario Brothers U.
Oh no. Yes. Okay.
That was a good time.
Explain to the audience.
So in New Super Mario Brothers U, there's this challenge mode where it just gives you like objectives, and you do the objectives, and it starts off fun and easy.
Was this the first day the Wii U came out?
Yes, or it was the first weekend.
Yeah,
I think there were multiplayer ones, so you had to actually work together.
Yes,
so both people needed to be actual experts to do this one. I've kind of like forgotten what the actual challenge was at this point. I remember it was in the snow. It was in the snow.
No. It was in the cave.
Was it in the cave?
It was underground, and I had to. You were the platformer, and I had to put the platforms down.
Okay, yeah, all right.
For you to platform on.
Yes.
Oof. Yeah, some things happened. I started like stabbing myself with the stylus.
Good old stylus. I'm pulling it out here. This thing almost killed you.
That thing was a tool in my self-destruction. The fucking Wii U stylus. Who would have thought? Yeah, you played as Luigi, and I had to put down platforms. We were just yelling the whole time. Then we realized it was impossible.
Like, there are some insane challenges in that game.
We played that for like 2 hours.
Yeah, like just that one challenge.
Just that one challenge. It was not good.
You look up some of those challenges; it's unbelievable. Like, not the people doing them, but that they even put like stuff like that in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is some intense stuff, especially if you want the gold medals. There's somewhere you have to be perfect.
Bring it back, Nintendo. Remaster it.
They are apparently coming out this year.
Coming out this year,
supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Wait.
That's a great game. I think more people should play that game.
Malik,
but
you got something?
Oh man, it's just like I'm thinking back.
Oh,
and I have a lot of moments, but it's just
the game we played at Jonathan's Kingdom, some Dokapon Kingdom.
I was thinking of that, and it was pretty great.
That pissed me off.
It was pretty hilarious, that fact. I was thinking of that, so I'll go through that. We were playing Dokapon Kingdom, and so I'm ahead. Jonathan's in second. Cam's in third, and the game's just beating the shit out of Braden for no reason.
Dude, no, all of those games beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, but the last game we play, I'm fighting this guy.
I forgot what his name was.
Willie or something like that.
Wilbur or something like that.
Yeah,
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, it was Wilson.
And he looks like what's that Pokemon? That ghost Pokemon in
Gengar.
Yeah, Gengar. He looks like Gengar. Yeah. So I'm constantly fighting him, and I almost kill him. And then I leave, and Camden comes in and just takes that last hit on the kill. And then suddenly he's made into the god of the match. And Buck is no longer on our side. He just gets to kill every single person. And
he gained like 10 or like 20 levels in one hit.
That was fucking wild. Thanks, Malik.
I didn't know that it would give him that much reward. Malik. Like I thought I could just take my time.
Oh yeah, he came
Camden
in
really loved that game after that.
Yeah,
so that was his favorite game after that.
Screw that.
Who can blame him?
Yeah, who can blame him? I can.
Yeah. No, but there have been some glorious moments in Tooth and Tail.
Oh.
Yeah. No, there have been some games where me and my friends
like your Xenoblade to Jonathan.
Basically,
it's here every week.
Yeah, it just keeps coming up. No, actually, like since we started those games, we're going to be back on TNT and like it's been like 3 weeks since I played Tooth and Tail, which is shocking.
Mm-hmm. I remember the last time we were on podcast, you said this was going to be the last of it, but whatever.
Hey, you know what? It just got to come back up.
Yeah, no, I got you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Reject, but.
Yeah, no, it's just the usual victory. I mean, there's nothing I can really go over. I can't recall
just bragging rights
specifically. Yeah, just bragging rights. No, it's just those moments where you come in like in clutch. You guys are on the brink of dying. You're in a team game and there's no hope left. But then all of a sudden, boom, you hop back with what we call the Panda Force. And we just get these ridiculous enemies, and if you micro good enough, you can take out the biggest armies, and boom, we win. It didn't look like we're gonna win. We clutch it, and I don't know. It's
like,
a lot of fun.
I think you just described my life, except I'm on the losing side. Thanks.
Hey, you're still alive, so hey.
No, there was that moment, and it's just like it wasn't really like a party game or anything at all, but just something with you guys when we were playing Katamari, or you were playing Katamari Damacy.
Oh my god, it was amazing. I totally forgot. Okay, so we're playing Katamari, and the song. So the FPS is messing up, and then the song just starts looping in the same na 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 na, and it never goes on. It just never went on. The game is just progressively breaking over time as the song is looping.
It was like really quiet, like off the background. The game just like kept evolving until it was like a hellscape.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so glad you brought that up. All right, one of the best gaming moments. Jonathan and I were sitting there playing Deus Ex Human Revolution. I completely destroyed the game's AI, where I would continuously move up and hide behind a box and then block off the enemy path. So he would slowly become blocked in, where he was just standing in the same place. And I would do that with all kinds of enemies. And then we got to a boss at the end of the level, and I don't know what I did. But I broke his AI to the point where he was throwing grenades at himself. Oh. And then after that, it was just the whole mess of me knocking people out of the city and dragging them to my apartment.
Yeah.
And putting them in this box sanctuary.
We had like a collection of like 20 people in our apartment.
Oh my god.
It's like this guy's talking to me.
Oh, there was this dramatic like animation every time you like punch somebody. So we let this guy talk for like 5 minutes, and then like we just straight up punched him right across the face, and everything became all cinematic.
It's amazing.
Drag him back.
Like, he was talking to me. He's like, "Oh, did you see the hockey game?" And we turned. I forgot what his name is. Adam Jensen. Yeah,
Jensen.
Yes. We turned him into this maniac killer, and it felt so real.
Oh my god!
The AI in that game is so glorious to mess with, and it's such a fun game to break. Like the game itself is okay, but that made it just amazing.
Yeah, we used to have nights. It was me, Jackson, and our friend Ryan. We would like go over to one another's house, stay the night, and play like the same game. So we were all over playing Bloodborne, and Jackson got just super sick, like not like puking, but just like, you know, fever dreams. Like he was just living the fever dream,
like Red Dead Redemption levels.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Oh no. Completely forgot about that. Oh my god. No, but probably, like, it probably was close to that. That was Jackson, right? Who had those fever dreams?
Yes.
Yeah.
You told me about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, but it was like his mom had just made good quesadillas. Okay. So
did they have meat in them?
They didn't. They did have meat. They had chicken. Good old chicken quesadillas.
Good. So it wasn't just cheese.
No, it was not just cheese. And we brought them upstairs to eat. Obviously, Jackson, he was so sick. He was on on the bed, like just cold but burning because he had this wild fever. I think it was like 104.
Oh my god, that's a wild fever.
He's like
a full-fledged killer fever.
He's like in his bed, like shaking, and me and Ryan we're just hanging out, chilling, playing Bloodborne. So he's like eating his quesadillas in the bed, like just like shaking, and we're over here like screaming whenever we beat a boss. So he's like constantly being like scared and brought back to reality by our screams. So he finally falls asleep. Me and Ryan, we like look in the bed, and the quesadillas are just strewn about the bed. Like, just quesadillas, like he's sleeping in the bed full of quesadillas. And so like he's asleep now, and me and Ryan, like, we're trying to beat this boss. We finally beat the boss, and we just yell as loud as we can. And Jackson just like wakes up like so vigorously, like with so much vigor. He's like terrified. He's just absolutely terrified, and the quesadillas just go flying up into the air. So much vigor and intensity put into this. We had another one too where I was playing Madden, and they were playing like Dark Souls 3 or something like that, and because Jackson wanted to play Forza Horizon 2. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude. So I brought my Xbox and I had it on the ground, but I was playing Madden on my PS4. So this super cool, like, I get this super cool catch, and I forget that my PS4 my PS4 controller is connected to my PS4. So I go, wow! I like yank my PS4 controller, and the PS4 just like tumbles down straight onto my Xbox. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I was like, I got a cool catch, man. No. But those Bloodborne nights, those Dark Souls nights were just A+. They were so much fun. There was the one time when we all got together and played Final Fantasy 15. And Jackson got stuck playing this stupid pinball game for like 5 hours straight. And this is like an hour into the game and you unlock this. Dude, 5 hours straight, like the whole night he's just playing this stupid ass pinball game. He turns off the game and has never played Final Fantasy again. Oh man. I mean, a lot of good moments in PUBG too.
Oh yeah, no. The first time we played PUBG together, we got like 2 wins in a row.
He's downstairs.
Yes, that was a goal.
Oh yeah, dude. That night we got like 3 wins in a row.
Yeah. No, it was solid. No, there was another night. It was my friend Christian's birthday, and he had invited another friend. We called him Beaver, and also Jonathan was invited there. I don't know if Jonathan remembers this night, but we were playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes. Oh, I know what this is.
And we were just like bored of the regular game, so we were doing Skyfall. Who can hit the front of the car the most accurate? So we're doing Skyfall, and we're trying to hit the front bumper, and so so one of us nails it right in the center. And I promise you, it turns into a portal. The front bumper of that car teleported us into this gray plane with Franklin. And he was just falling. And then he's standing still, and we're teleported into the desert.
Oh,
and it was glorious.
Absolute top of the skybox. We were falling, I think, for like 10 minutes before we hit the ground.
That was another one. Yeah, we flew into another car. Boom, top of the skybox.
Oh my God. There's something wrong with that game.
It was amazing. Like that Skyfall cheat is the best way to break it.
Oh,
and another one is our friend hit a tank, and you wouldn't expect it to, like, you'd think you just hit the car, hit the tanker, and it would just like tip a bit.
Right.
No, he flies straight into it, and it's like a bullet. It just explodes. It explodes on him. It's amazing.
Oh, remember when we were at James's house and we played Comedy Night, Jonathan?
Yes.
that was the best. Oh, that
it was the PUBG
Africa.
The PUBG versus Fortnite room, the Africa room.
Africa, just Toto playing everywhere. All right. I'm here to
I think some
Toto or Africa by Toto. It was every time.
There's a guy who busted out like an acoustic guitar, and after 10 seconds of build-up, he starts singing Gucci Gang.
Thanks for having me. There's a guy looked like fucking Paul Giamatti walking up to the stand. Thanks for having me. Like, and then he would get off immediately. Get off the stage immediately. Oh, Ultimate Chicken Horse, that's always a good time.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. I thought I love that game. That's a great game.
That's a great game.
Does that game have online? I feel like we should play that more.
Yeah, we should. That's a good game.
What is Ultimate Chicken Horse?
Oh, it's like this game where you all, at every round, you essentially build the platforming course.
Yeah.
And you got to make it harder and harder for everybody else, but easy enough for you to get past it.
It's like Basketball Horse, hence.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I think I've seen it before.
It's awesome. It's a real good game.
Yeah.
What else? I remember the first day Destiny came out, me and Jackson just went crazy on that game, beat it in one night. I mean, that's no hard feat because, but we played that a lot. Oh, yes. Smash Brothers is always a good time. All of our Smash, it was usually after like D&D or something back in the age of the very first Star Wars D&D, the one that we don't really discuss.
Yes.
Where we would always go back and play Smash. But there is one moment in my life where I've never been more proud as a Smash player. Gage Avery. All right. That guy. He is like, he would always brag about how good his Link was. Okay. He was like, dude, I went to tournaments with Link. I'm like, if you beat my Link, you're amazing. I was like, I used to play Link when I was in like 5th grade back in Brawl. He's like, oh, okay, dude. all right, sure. So I'm like, all right, wait, what do you want to fight? He's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Dude, let me bring my amiibos into this. They're level 9 or whatever. Like we fought with his stupid ass Zelda Link amiibos. For some reason, I don't know why. Like, what's that going to do? It's not you playing.
It's authentic.
So Gage goes on to like beat his amiibos, and he's like, "Oh, look at me!" I'm like, "Okay, dude, like whatever." So it's just 1v1 now, me versus him, and I easily kill him, like easily. He's like, "No, I don't believe this." Like he was sad. I kind of felt bad for him. He's like, "I'm to tournaments with this. How can you beat me?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know. You're not very good." Not good. Always Kirby. Kirby's always a fuck.
Yeah,
down B and everywhere.
Kirby. It's always down B.
Always
every
down B.
time.
That's it.
Just the guy who's like, he's gonna float up in the top. So oh, watch out for that Kirby because he's gonna be coming down 100 times in a single match.
Absolutely. Anything else that you guys got?
I actually just have a question for you. What's the longest time you've played a game with another friend?
Absolutely one of the times with Jackson and Ryan, definitely. So I'd say Dark Souls 3 or Borderlands or Destiny, maybe one of those.
Yeah,
probably Borderlands actually. Or not Borderlands. What the fuck? Bloodborne. Sorry. Same thing.
I was thinking. Yeah, same thing. I was thinking back on like the moments, and I had a friend from Lithuania, and we played games for like 7 years together until he went to college and then lost contact. But like the longest time we played was like 21 hours straight on Terraria.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't recall any amazing moments, but I know we had a lot of good moments. Like it was like one of the most fun times I've had.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, let's see.
Like, what's the longest? I mean, I don't think it was ever like that long. Not long enough for it to be noteworthy to me. Because then I would have remembered something. But.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be Bloodborne or something like that. We would play that game to the wee hours of the night. Like, like the morning. We would see the sun come up playing Bloodborne. A great game. Love that game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you have anything else, Johnson?
No, I was trying to think of like a trying to think of like a Mario Party memory, and there was one moment.
No, we don't discuss Mario.
No, I don't know. Listen, it's not that bad. It was a long time ago. I mean, I was still living in Staten Island. I must have been in 7th grade, 7th or 8th. We were playing Mario Party 7. We were on the Bowser map, right? And there's this one question mark space where if you land on it, it sends you back a couple spaces. This is no joke. At least 5, maybe 10 times in a row, we rolled the exact same number over and over and over again. And there was 2 of us, so it was 2 dice, always adding up to the same number to land on that space to send us to the exact same spot, and we looped nonstop for 10 turns in a row. And I thought there was no way. This can't be random anymore. This has to be intentional. There's no way that happens where it just keeps on going. That's the only major Mario Party memory. The only other Mario Party memory I have is when I was playing Mario Party 4 and raged harder than I ever have at any video game. Mario Party 4 is my least favorite game of all time. There's no other game.
I don't understand the hate for it. Why do you guys hate Mario Party so much?
Today I was thinking, like, I was walking to my game class and I was thinking, like, what if he asks me what my least favorite video game of all time is? Like, what would I say? Mario Party didn't even cross my mind, but that is definitely what I would say.
I mean, I don't hate Mario Party. Look, listen, if you ask me to play Mario Party and Braden's not there, I'll be like, yeah, dude, sure, let's play Mario Party.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's just me.
But
really,
if it's 4, I'm not playing that. 4 can go scratch.
We're playing Mario Party
like
4
just makes me feel.
Okay.
Just for you.
Disgusting.
We'll play some Mario Party 4. I hate
disgusting.
That game.
If we ever get together and have like a stream day where we're all together.
Gonna hate play Mario Party 4.
Yeah, we're gonna hate play. Hate play.
I do have one moment with my Lithuanian friend.
Go for it.
Where so we happen to meet these other people. It just happens like when you have other foreign people you're playing with, you happen to run into other foreign people too.
Mm-hmm.
And we ran into these Dutch people, and we were like chatting with them for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they invite us to Modern Warfare 2. And we're just expected to just play, right? But no, it turns out they're like these people want to be like phase kids. They were phase kids, and they wanted to be like phase. No, they weren't in phase, but they were like bad kitties.
Mm-hmm.
And so they invite us to their server. We're like, oh yeah, let's go fight. And it's like, no, what are you guys doing then? We're trick shotting. And oh my god, it was so hard to hold back our laughter. Like I didn't know we couldn't. It was so hard to participate because they had this like weird slow-mo like mode. Because I always thought people who do it online, they edit it to be slow-mo, you know? But no, these people actually added a slow-mo mod so they can get better trick shots for videos.
Oh no.
And it was the saddest display ever.
Oh no.
It was so depressing that just jumping from the truck, turning like 360 degrees over and over again in slow-mo just to land that shot before you hit the ground. So like, oh, once we got out there, we just laughed our ass off. Never played with them again. And then when we didn't want to get on there, the ADHD kid just like freaked out on us, just like, and it was just still hilarious.
There you go.
Or one time we were playing Warcraft 3, and there are these world building maps. You know, you build your own nation.
Yeah.
And this guy, he was too into character to the point where he started getting defensive over us making fun of the character.
Oh, yikes.
It was so bad. It was like there's this character in the World of Warcraft scene, and it's like he was just such a fan of that character that he got upset if we ever called him like edgy or anything. I don't know. It was glorious to see someone defend a character to that extent. It was like it was his life.
Oh.
He's like, no, you're wrong. He's deep and he has these problems because this happened in his past.
So we have one more category, one more topic to talk about. Real quick. It'll be a real quick one. But just want to talk about some things in games that you appreciate. Things that are there that don't have to be, or things that are there that make a game better in your eyes. Like I'll start. I love vistas. Good vistas. Vistas. I don't know.
Windows Vista?
What? Yeah, Windows. Yeah, exactly. Like, just give me good landscapes. Like, give me like good landscape shots. You know, like allow me to. Like I always bring this up. This is my Xenoblade, Assassin's Creed Origins, where like just seeing the vista of the Great Pyramids in the back, just something that like gives me the full immersion of the world, you know, like I want to see the goods on display pretty much. Like I just love those moments where you walk out and you can just see the world in full, you know. I love those moments.
Yeah.
World yes. I'm thinking to pick out a specific game. We'll go to my favorite game,
Xenoblade
Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
that game in general kind of goes above and beyond where it really needs to. I mean, it's a Mario game. You don't really need to have a great presentation or a story or anything, but it does. It's got a great presentation. It takes itself pretty seriously, and it doesn't feel like forced or anything. And there's one thing in that game, the storybook, Rosalina's storybook, didn't need it. You don't even need to like enter the room to watch it. But you've got this whole like little story that has like her whole past, and it's kind of sad. It's a sad story. I remember.
What happens, dude?
Oh, it's like so Rosalina is looking for her mom, and she finds.
If I'm not crying by the end of this, I'm gonna be a little disappointed.
Yeah, Jonathan. Okay, so she finds a Luma, right? She finds a Luma.
Okay.
And they go build a starship, and they're gonna go travel the stars.
That's cute.
And then Rosalina contracts a terrible disease.
Oh my.
Boring.
Yeah.
Wait, actually?
No.
Oh.
Gotcha. No.
She contracts leukemia.
Jesus, yeah, she gets cancer.
Yeah. No. It's just that she's looking for her mom the whole time, and then eventually she realizes, or like, her mom's been dead. She's been. Her mom was like, under a tree, as in she was buried under a tree.
What the fuck?
And then she's like, she goes to the tree and just starts crying her eyes out, and all these Lumas are just, they don't even know what to do, and the music changes. The normal music is pretty sad, but then you get to that point, and it's like, oh, we're gonna dial it up. The music's just even slower. It's more like just.
We could, Malik, maybe we should let him have his moment, you know?
That's pretty sad, yeah. If I was a kid and I was playing that, I would have gotten really sad.
I never cried at it, but it's the kind of thing where it's like, it made me think about like my life, I guess. It's like, man.
Like, my life's just a metaphor for crying under a tree.
Yeah, what if my mom is dead under a tree, huh?
Yeah, it's like I love my mom. I don't want my mom to go away. You know, that's what that made me do. I don't know if that's the first thing that ever really made me start thinking about things like that, but it was one of the first I remember.
Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy.
It just makes me sad for the fact, like, thinking of losing someone and just missing them to the point where you come back to that tree constantly.
Yeah. Like a grave.
Yeah.
Of the fireflies. Malik, what do you got, dude?
I like when the game doesn't hold you by the hand.
Okay, yeah.
It is.
That's a good one.
Like Divinity. It's one of the main. Yeah, exactly. Like Divinity, it leaves so much more open to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot more to discover. But when you have everything laid out and they have all these tutorial levels, it's easy just to wear everything out. You know.
Hell yeah.
But, like, examples for this, I think that I'm not going to talk about Divinity there. I'm just going to talk about something like this MMO called Mortal Online.
Okay.
I never really got into it for the fact that my computer couldn't run it well, and the community was all kinds of fucked because of the admins.
Right.
Yeah. But it was the most brutal MMO I know of, both like graphically and player wise.
Yeah.
You could build up, and you could build up a nation if you wanted to, or like a castle really, and build up your guild.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone was on this own. It was really every man for himself. You were started out in the world with nothing. You had a really quick training. I'm talking like they taught you the bare minimum. You get this item. You can read books. You can equip weapons. You can pick up things. Now go out into the world. And then there's all these concepts. Like, you just go through a tunnel and boom, you're in this huge city. And there's all these concepts in there. There's a lot
of systems.
Yeah, like a lot of
just
systems
thrown at you all at once.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're all undercovers, you know. If you want to learn spell casting, you know, you have to actually read a book, and you have to actually, from that spell casting, you need the ingredients, but you don't know the ingredients you need until you find that book for it. And to learn pickpocketing, you have to find a certain thief, and you don't know that yet. So you have to go around in the player base and ask, you know, how do I get pickpocketing? And it's like, oh, go ahead and look for this guy. And then the admins will be watching for you, because they have to watch out for like thieves, and the guards also attack you and stuff like that. So you have to be wary that you're not vilified.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's all kinds of craziness. Like, when I found out I could just take someone's skin, like, because when you fight them, you can like pick off their skin, and you go to the crafting area. I was like, you can make a suit out of their skin.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah. No. And it was just crazy. Like, you could be killed anywhere.
That's wild.
That game had a better player base, it would be on top right now. And if they kept up with updates, like, they kind of just almost abandoned it by now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Another thing I got is scale. It kind of goes hand in hand. Mm-hmm. I'm huge into the environment, you know, like, as you'll see. But scale is something I find extremely, extremely important to make me feel like immersed in the world, to make me feel like it's a real world.
Now, does it just have to look like it's big, or does it have to actually be big?
It's got to feel big.
Okay.
I want to feel like if I'm on top of something and I look down, I want to feel like, oh my God, I'm high up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or if I look up, I want to be like, oh my God, that thing is ginormous, you know? Where I just want to feel that human to object ratio or human to monster ratio. I really appreciate when games do that. Like one game in particular, I haven't even played it, but I've just seen it, is Shadow of the Colossus, like the remake, like just going through the valley on your horse and just looking around at like the mountains and the ruins and the monoliths and everything. Oh, I guess the Last Guardian one I did play, where I would like look it down and be like, oh my God, right now, actually. Like, even it's weird because even some games in VR don't really give me that sensation.
Yeah, it's really specific where they actually display how big something is. Like,
yeah,
you actually have to. It has to feel that way. You know, it's just. It doesn't even have to be from your perspective. Like what Azura's Wrath. This is not an environment, but like a boss.
The boss. Yep.
Exactly. Like it's amazing how big he is and what force he's just holding back. And that's fascinating. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've brought this example up before, but it's still like the king for me in terms of like feeling the scale. Xenoblade.
Xenoblade. Yeah. No. Yeah.
There's a moment where you're on this place called the Fallen Arm. So it's an arm that fell into the sea. And you walk all over it. There's like a beach, and then there's plains, and then there's like a little mechanical city and everything. And it's like, okay, so it's a fallen arm, whatever. But then there's this one like area where you can just like climb up, and you climb all the way to the top. And there's like a super level 100 boss at the top. But I just ignored that, and I looked down, and I realized it really was an arm.
Yeah.
I was just looking down on like an arm, and if you looked real close, they were like you could see everywhere that you've been.
Wow. That's why I'm so excited for Anthem. Is because it feels like the scale is there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like it feels like the scale is there. Like because a lot of the game is flying around, so the scale has to be there.
I guess there's another game like that where I think he felt the same when we came to the camp in Monster World or Monster Hunter World.
Oh yes,
that was like a beautiful sight.
It was awesome because like not only did it feel real, but it felt real because of the scale, because of what you saw above, like the huge ship above.
Yeah.
Man, I love that. Yeah, and the monsters in that game feel big.
Yeah,
like they don't feel small at all.
Sometimes a little too big.
Yeah, sometimes a little too big. You guys have anything else?
I definitely do with world building.
Yes,
okay. Like going out of your way. Not so much books and games because nobody goes through and reads every single book unless they're really bored.
Yeah.
But or maybe they really like it. I haven't met anybody.
There you go.
But mainly like radio or TV.
Yes.
I love it. Now, my main example with this, I have talked about this game a lot, but Vampire the Masquerade.
Okay. Bloodlines. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, the TV station, the news station that always comes on when you turn on the TV, it builds with the game as you start doing things. It like makes it out like, oh, somebody stole the sarcophagus from the
in-game feedback. You know,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it just builds off that, and it makes the game seem so much more in depth because when you really look at it, the games are really small, but there's so much depth added by the TV, and then the radio. That game's radio is my favorite radio in any game. I haven't seen anything top it. It's just so comfortable, and at the same time, there's people in the game who come onto the radio show, and it's just it's a great it's a good laugh, and it's just a really good time. It's just like a rainy mood, radio. And what it also has in regards to that is the scale part. If you're like walking through downtown, it's just like it's like towering above you, like an actual city.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It was pretty great. But no, the radio and the TV in that game just like it really makes the game seem so much deeper than it actually is.
No, yeah, I love that stuff. Also, when you get like pick up like an audio log or something, one thing I really appreciate that I feel like is very underrated is the plate that DualShock 4's speaker.
Oh,
when you make like those audio logs, like Horizon Zero Dawn did this, and it made the audio logs like come out of the speaker of the controller.
Yeah.
But the thing with that is that you're still able to do other things while that's going on. So if something like actually interesting, you can be doing something else but still listen to it. Whereas if you just pick up a book and you're reading it, it's like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to read a book, you know?
Yeah.
I
feel like passively listening to it.
Speakers on controllers it's so cool when it's done right. And I feel like there just aren't enough games that like use it enough.
Because the fact that there's those bad gimmicks out there scares people away from wanting to like just attempt to use it.
Right. And I've definitely brought this example up before too, but like probably my favorite use of a controller speaker is No More Heroes, where it's like you got to pick up the phone and you pick up the Wii remote, you put it up to your ear, and because that speaker sounds like a cell phone anyway, it's like, oh, I'm on a phone call.
Yeah.
And you're like slowly walking to the boss, and it's like right before the boss is like you get to have a phone conversation with somebody before you go on.
Do they do that in GTA 5?
GTA 5 I think uses the speaker too on the PS4.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah,
I think so. Resogun, that's another one that I love to use.
Yes, because it's the moderator of the game telling you about your high score and everything. So you don't have to take your eyes off of the actual game itself. And that's brilliant. Jonathan, do you have anything?
I was trying to think of something. I feel like there are a lot of like little things.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Stuff you don't even notice that it's like you appreciate that, but you don't even like think about it afterwards, you know?
Yeah, I have two more. One of them, again, goes with the environment, and it had to be said, but good waterfalls.
Oh yeah,
that's a good old waterfall. Okay, if you have a good waterfall in your game, your points are going up. You're already starting at a 9 out of 10. All right. If you mess that up, you gotta be doing something very wrong. Make a good waterfall.
What's a good waterfall?
What's a good waterfall? Oh boy.
Yes. Pick out your favorite waterfall.
Okay, here we go. I was talking trash about it earlier. There's a very good waterfall in Skyrim.
Okay.
Very, very good waterfall in Skyrim. Maybe it's just the mods. I don't know. But it looks nice.
Which one is it? Is it near the starting town? Like one that you walk by the prison?
It's like... No, it's on the other side of the mountain in the middle of Skyrim. Like to the east of Whiterun, I believe.
Yeah.
There's like a real nice waterfall. Just like a log is just propped up. You can walk right past the waterfall on the log. I like it. I like it a lot. Uncharted has a bunch of waterfalls, and they're all nice. Lost Legacy, Uncharted Lost Legacy has some good waterfalls. Okay, here's another thing too. If there isn't a collectible inside of the waterfall, what are you even doing?
I sort of agree.
Ape Escape. Ape Escape has a great waterfall.
Yeah.
One of the first stages. And it's like you go back and there's like a little monkey just sleeping. Because I was thinking there's something with a waterfall and it's behind the waterfall. It's Ape Escape. And the other
Ape Escape now.
The other waterfall, the first waterfall to pop into my mind, and it's not even a pretty waterfall, it's just an Earthbound. There's this one part of the game where it's like, it tells you earlier, it's like, go up to the waterfall and wait for 3 minutes. So you go into the waterfall and you wait for 3 real life minutes. And then
that's great.
Like, okay, you can come in now. And then you go keep playing.
That's really
awesome. You have any good waterfalls, Malik? Give me some good games of some good waterfalls.
Oh man, I can't think of any waterfalls.
You don't got one. I'm gonna have to eject you, dude.
Oh man, wait.
Just look it up on Google or something. Good waterfalls in video games.
My favorite video game waterfall is Wallpaper Engine.
Yeah, there you go. You got so many good waterfalls. Malik, you have anything else?
I have two more.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
And that is, so one of them, I have. Oh yeah, there we go. Collectibles.
Yeah.
Not Collectibles actually.
Oh,
it's just what I'm referencing to. Yeah, sorry to get excited there. Yeah. More like online interconnectivity with single player games. Okay. And this leads to Collectibles in Gravity Rush 2. It's a really cool feature where you make the treasure hunts. So there's treasures strewn throughout the game, but the players set up treasure hunts for people to identify like they take a picture of themselves near the treasure, and they make people from the environment guess where the treasure is.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and it's so fun because you can make like goofy pictures, and they'll have her do weird stances, or just take a really nice one, but it's like hard to figure out from the angle that you took it from. You know,
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really great way to connect players.
No, yeah, there's a mode like that. Not like that, but something like that in Perfect Dark. There's like a multiplayer mode where your friend can play as all the enemies.
Oh.
They're doing something similar with Doom, where people can invade your game and they play as enemies.
That is cool. That's like Dark Souls and FPS.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that stuff though.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a lot of fun. And then my second thing, I have forgotten for a moment. Jonathan tried to think of something. Yes, it was really important.
There was one thing I thought of that I really appreciate. And it's nothing like super exciting, but I just love it when a game like gives you so many options to do whatever you want with your game. Like I was thinking of like Xenoblade 2.
Yeah, you haven't played Prey yet.
Game I haven't played. Game has it just introduced, I think, with the newest update, is like just completely customizable difficulty. You can make it the easiest game in the world or the hardest game in the world. And it's
dynamic difficulties.
Yes, dynamic difficulties. Kid Icarus
10 out of 10.
Kid Icarus Uprising, God tier.
MLB The Show 18 dynamic difficulty, dude. A+.
And then we'll go back to God Hand, another game I need to
play.
Ooh. Where it's like, dude, I am like doing good at this game. Yes. So we're gonna challenge you. And that's like, oh, I'm not that good at this game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Haven't gotten a hit in 15 games. Okay, let's knock you down on the difficulty, you know?
Like, yeah. And it's like just
I love it.
And it's like if you keep getting better, then the game's getting harder. It's like it adapts.
And it makes you feel good too. Because you're like, oh, the game knows. The game knows I'm doing pretty good.
And when a game goes above and beyond, when it doesn't need to, like I guess especially with Smash Brothers is like the king of just what's the term? An embarrassment of riches.
Oh,
yes, that's the word. Where it's like this game doesn't need 900 songs and probably 2,000 trophies. You know what Brawl had for some reason? I don't know why it had this, but it had a list of every single game Nintendo published up until December 2007. Why? I don't know. But it was there. And I've actually gone back and looked at it, and I was like,
that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of games that Nintendo's put out over the years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like one of the crazy things that I learned about that game is like in only 4 years, because I guess the DS was only out for like 3 or 4 years when Brawl came out. That list of games that Nintendo published was almost as big as any other system. Might have been their biggest. The DS was like only that old. And I was like, that's crazy that they put that much out. And that system still had another like 3 years after Brawl came out too.
One of the other things that I just thought about, and I'm glad games games that I appreciate don't do this. It's on the box art, okay? Don't put Day One edition on your box art. Stop it. Don't make me pay $20 extra to get a fucking steel bookcase just to have it off. Get it out.
Oh man.
What's your
other thing? I sure love dynamic music. Animal Crossing would be the same if there wasn't a song for every hour. I go back to that New Leaf soundtrack, and as soon as I hear at 11 p.m., it's like, oh man,
dude. I was about to type in Discord again. Like I'm seriously having Animal Crossing withdrawals. Like actually, like I need a new Animal Crossing game now. Like today, I was walking and I was getting sad because I can't play Animal Crossing. It's bad. It's bad. When it comes, I'm all in.
The second thing I was thinking of, and I'm pretty sure everyone can agree with this, cheats in games.
Okay.
Yes, it seems like there's always less and less these days.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know, I miss it. I like when you can just, goof around with big head mode or make yourself invincible just for the hell of it. There's still a lot of them on PC, but on console, like there's barely any to speak of, And it's really nice when you can find a nice little secret on the menu, like with Spyro, when there was that leak on the through the cheat.
Yeah, through the crash. Yep.
Yeah. Stuff like that, I miss I love the charm of that.
It's not my favorite cheat, but the first one I thought about was in Jak 2. Because they knew that people people probably hated the new Jak. So the very first cheat you can unlock is you can take the goatee off.
Oh, that's fun.
If you hate Jak's goatee, just take it off.
Ooh, it's okay. Here's another thing I just thought about. Yeah, good public events, like good events during games, like Pokemon back in the day, Diamond and Pearl, best. The best events. Shaman, dude. The best. Arceus, the best.
You remember spiky-eared Pichu?
Spiky-eared Pichu? Oh my god, I haven't thought about him in years.
Are they going to put that in Smash? Are they
gonna no.
Are they going to put Pikachu-colored Pichu, which is literally just a shiny Pichu?
No, but I love public events when, like, Destiny, for example. Recently, they've not been doing public events very well, but I believe it was like in December, and they like changed the way that the tower looked and everything, and they made like a new mode just for December. It was like Sparrow Racing. It was super cool. Like they added this whole new mode just for this cool event, and I love stuff like that. Which is why I feel like I feel like I'm missing out with MMOs because they're always having public events.
Yeah,
and cool ones too. Just love it. I do have one more.
Okay.
One more thing. I don't know if you guys have anything else. You do? Okay, yeah, go for it then.
All right. My one last one is visible progression on your character.
Ooh, very cool. Yeah.
I can't deal with it when you start something. Yeah, exactly.
Monster Hunter World.
I can't stand it when you start something and you immediately look like a badass,
Yeah.
Like in Monster Hunter World, you start out with your janky leather gear.
Yeah, you're not looking good.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're in the full Dante suit with his sword.
Yes, dude.
And that's amazing. And it was all that work that brought you there.
Yeah, exactly. I love that so much too. That's a good one. I didn't even really think about that. Oh yeah, that's a great one. So my final one. I played Zelda Breath of the Wild for a little bit. Okay, not too much. The thing I was like, oh boy, I have to get this in the next podcast whenever we do this segment. The thing I appreciate the most about that game is the circular running animation.
Wait, what? I was going to think cooking.
No. Okay. If you got a controller next to you, pick it up. This is a whole demonstration time. Okay. Get the controller nice in your hand. All right. And the way that you would move, okay, move that stick in a nice circle. All right. If your character doesn't have a good circular running animation, you need to get out of here.
So okay, you don't have a lead thing, like
if I'm not seeing my character run around in circles after on my controller, I am inputting run around in circles. If I do not have that, if there is no recognition there, I will be angry. Like Zelda Breath of the Wild has shown that you can do that. You can do that well. Okay. Like I was like, I'll be the first to admit I was there for a good 30 minutes Just running around in circles. That's it. That's how I was doing for 30 minutes. I just appreciated it.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I have also spent probably 30 minutes running in circles in games.
Yes. But see, like Uncharted or something like that? No. Look, Naughty Dog, you can be best in class, but if you don't have a good circular running animation,
that's going to be a 9 out of 10.
It's going to be a 5 out of 10. Oh, God. Like if my character like clips, like goes from left to right, like the snap of a finger, no. Breath of the Wild too, like there was something about it where you could go faster and faster, and Link would just run around in a circle, like faster and faster. Slower and slower, he'd walk around in a circle. Dude, it was so nice. And then I go to these other games, like other third-person shooters. Whenever I try and go faster, it like switches from left to right super fast. Like, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to run around a fucking circle, Nathan Drake. So that's I appreciate that.
I can tell, yes. Yeah.
Last Guardian had a good one too. Now you guys will, every game that you pick up, you'll have to do that. Okay.
Next time I play Breath of the Wild, I'm gonna pay special attention.
Yes. Pay special attention to the circular running animation.
That reminds me of one other thing.
Okay, yeah.
Last time I played Animal Crossing, I started thinking about how, like, if you're running in one direction, and if you like go like immediately left.
Oh yes.
And it's like your character like it stops.
He makes that exact noise.
Yeah. But it's like you kind of just stop in place for a bit, and then you go running in the other direction.
Yeah. There's like momentum built into it.
Mm-hmm. And that's in Smash too. It's like
dude, I'm tempted.
Attention to detail. Attention to detail. That's what I appreciate.
Go on Amazon right now, buy a Switch just for that running animation.
Here, I'm gonna look up on YouTube Breath of the Wild.
And Braden, you're in for something because they're starting to use like neural networks to build walking animations.
What?
Like there's YouTube videos on it where they like start to, when they move in circles, it's becoming more and more like autonomous.
But nobody runs around like that in real life. That's the sad thing.
It'll make it look real.
Oh yeah, I'll have to do that then. I'll have to be their test subject.
I don't think anyone's posted a video.
I'll do it then. I'll do it. That's how we'll get our subscribers.
Link runs in a circle for 30 minutes.
I'm gonna spit out my drink.
That's how we'll do it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the 20th episode of the Boss Rush podcast. It was a good one. It was a good one today. I like this. I like this coming back, getting back in the groove,
Yeah, it's been real.
Back. Yeah,
it's been real.
Okay. Look, what I want you listeners at home to do, and you guys, except Malik, because Malik doesn't have a Switch either, but if you have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, go take Link for a spin. Go take him for a spin. You'll see what I'm talking about. Jonathan, I want you to do it right now.
All right,
Load it up right now on the podcast. Okay, this is gonna be on the podcast.
All right,
this is gonna be good.
You're gonna have to give me a moment here.
Okay, we'll give you a moment. If you don't want to listen to this, goodbye. You can get out of here now. There's nothing more worthwhile thing coming up. Like you're not gonna miss anything. So thank you. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Full audio demo.
Yeah, we're going to
testing.
Yeah. This is a little Easter egg. 20th episode. Here you go. This is what you get. But thanks for listening. Oh boy. No, but I feel like seriously, it's good. This is gotta be funny.
Oh man, I'm excited for when we finally get the end result of those bets.
Oh, I know, me too.
I am just waiting.
If you are still here and you don't know what bets we're speaking about, will Black Panther be nominated for Movie of the Year?
Oh, we're
There's
talking
so
about
many
this
good
again?
movies that came out.
Yeah, Jonathan or Malik brought it up.
Oh no!
I'm just excited to see Jonathan play through the first level.
Oh, no, don't say that, man. Please.
Listen, I really thought it was done for with this best popular movie garbage, you know. But then I see like Kevin Feige and the Hollywood Reporter, whatever, start talking about how they're gonna push harder than they ever have for any movie for full on Best Picture.
Oh.
He's on my side, okay?
Feige is with you, dude. You have Feige on your side.
Kevin Feige is with me.
All right, Jonathan. What's going on here? What's Link doing?
Yeah, it's loading up.
You ready to take Link for a spin?
Yeah, let me get my glasses on you so I can see what I'm doing.
After this running around in circles, you will appreciate it. And then every game that you play, after I found that out, every game I played after that, I ran around in circles.
You just run around really fast, or it's just like
no, like just take it easy at first, and then you can get going. Just take him for a spin, dude. It's like getting your muscle car for the first time.
Honestly, I had running in circles in a game was when I was 11 playing Roblox.
Oh,
I would run in circles so much, and it would help you in fights because you could hit them faster. So
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I appreciate about Breath of the Wild is the bouncing of his cap. When you have a Link that has like the green cap, it just bounces in the wind in the most satisfying way. That's what I'm really looking at right now.
Oh, that's too
just
bad.
like flopping. I mean, I'm looking at the circular animation here. Oh man, now there's a Yiga guy trying to kill me.
Jonathan, what are you doing now?
I'm just walking in circles, and now this guy's trying to. Oh my gosh, do you hear that?
No, I don't hear that. So how's the running animation, dude?
Well, I'm running away from this guy. Right
well, run around in circles.
Oh man, and he just teleported in front of me. I'm gonna have to kill this guy.
Jonathan, you have to complete this mission.
Yeah, come on, dude.
We need the run report.
I've been running around in circles the whole time. Wait, is he gone? I think he's gone.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, dude. Just look at it. Just go, just take it. Walk. It's very nice, isn't it?
It's got a nice bounce to it.
Nice little gait. G-A-I-T. Gate.
I'm missing out right now.
Now go a little faster. Now go a little faster, okay? Go a little faster. Just like you're getting used to it. You're putting your foot on the pedal a little harder.
We're gonna need a full running in circles analysis on Boss Rush, like a video.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do comparisons and everything.
I want to just walk in a circle, and now I got Octorok shooting rocks.
All right, thank you everybody for listening to this episode. Yeah, you do need help. Also, I do. So if that's what I'm paying attention to in that game, yeah, thank you very much for listening. If you're not already gone by now,
remember
episode 20
for a spin.
Have a great one.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.